one night. But I don't want to leave.
I know, and I understand. But we have to think about what's best for you. You're a really smart young man, and you need people who are in a better financial situation than I am. Listen, a really nice family is interested in adopting you. The mom and dad are both lawyers and they have twin daughters. If you move in with them, you'll have everything. You can still come to visit me once in a while. Don't just think about the moment, think about the future.
After more speeches and persuasion, I finally agreed to meet this family that wanted to adopt me. Molly invited them over for lunch while the other kids were at school. I stayed home that day. They pulled up in an expensive BMW, and when they got out of their car, I thought they looked like two of the most boring people I'd ever seen.
Good afternoon, young man. My name is Alonzo Middlecroft.
And I'm Gwendolyn Middlecroft. We are very pleased to meet you.
I tried to be very polite throughout lunch. They discussed boring things like their jobs and then arranged with Molly for me to move that weekend. I won't bore you with the boring details about the move, so I'll just fast forward to the Saturday they came to pick me up to take me to my new home. Their neighborhood was pretty far from Molly's house, but it was in a really posh area. They pulled up in front of a 3-story house and helped me to carry my bags inside. Their twin daughters were waiting at the entrance.
Hi, I'm Carla. And I'm Caroline.
Nice to meet you, Carla and Caroline.
That's enough talking for today, girls. Please go to your rooms.
Mrs. Middlecroft said. Huh? I thought.
Now, Simon, before we take you upstairs to your room, we've got to explain a few things. We have some rules in this house that must be adhered to, or else there will be serious consequences. We have compiled our rules into a book, and we expect you to finish reading it by tomorrow night,
she said. Maybe you're thinking she handed me a little booklet, but no. It was the size of an encyclopedia. And if you're not sure what that is, ask your parents. You want me to read this in one day?
Yes. Now I'll show you to your room, and you can get changed for dinner,
she said. She took me up to my room, and I'll admit, it was pretty nice. I sat on the bed, and she screamed.
No, that's rule number 24. No sitting on the bed with your outside clothes.
I stood up, and she continued.
Oh my gosh, rule number 70 says no shoes in the bedroom. I think you need to read the rule book before dinner. We'll be waiting for you downstairs when you're done.
She left the room and I sat back down on the bed. Who were these crazy people? I opened the book and started reading. 1. Wake up at 5 a.m. every day. 2. There is to be no communication until 7 a.m. 3. Always say please and thank you. 4. Listen to everything we say. 5. Wash your clothes on Wednesdays. 6. You have a designated spot in the living room. Do not sit anywhere else. 7. Showers should be not longer than 10 minutes. 24. No sitting on the bed with your outside clothes. 70. No shoes in the bedroom. There were almost 700 rules, and I was really lucky that I was a fast reader, or I wouldn't have eaten that night. I was able to make it downstairs for dinner. My new parents and their daughters were already sitting at the table. I went to sit in the only available spot.
No, no, no,
Mrs. Middlecroft said. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Rule number 57. If you're late for dinner, you have to stand. I'm sorry.
Good. Don't let it happen to you again.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Middlecroft.
There is to be no speaking at the dinner table.
When I went to bed that night, I really hoped that I'd wake up the next morning realizing that this had all been a dream. But it wasn't. I woke up because an alarm clock made extremely loud noises next to me. I shut it off. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. The rule book said I had to get up that early, but I wasn't exactly sure what I was supposed to be doing. I started getting ready for school, then stayed in my room until 7. When I got downstairs, everyone was smiling and having breakfast like pretty normal people.
Hi, Simon. I hope you had a good first night,
one of the twins said as she winked at me. Yes, it was great, thanks. I was happy to go to school that day because it made me realize that at least one part of my life hadn't gone crazy. I was happy I didn't have to go to the same private school as Carla and Caroline. When I got home later, my new parents were already back. I greeted them, then went up to my room to get changed. After a while, I heard a faint knock on my door. I opened it and saw both twins standing there. They looked startled.
Hey, Simon. Sorry we haven't welcomed you to our family yet. In case you haven't realized it by now, our parents are crazy. We had to sneak in here to talk to you. Yes, if they find us, we'll be in big trouble. We just wanted to let you know that you don't need to worry. Everything will be fine if you follow the rules.
Then they left, just like that. The next few weeks were weird. When I was alone with the girls, they were cool, but in front of their parents, they were like robots. I still had a hard time remembering all the rules, so I ended up getting punished a few times. Once, I got punished for leaving my bedroom window open when I went to school, so I had to scrub the floors. Another time, I used the wrong spoon to eat some ice cream, so I wasn't allowed to eat desserts for a week. Then, one day,
Children, we're going away for the weekend. We have to go visit your grandpa. He's in the hospital.
"Really, Mom?"
Yes. I have created another rule book for you to follow while we're away. We will call you a few times to make sure that everything is okay.
Okay. Then they left. How lucky. It was crazy because we could all finally be ourselves. Caroline decided to throw a party and started calling all of her friends. By 6 on Saturday afternoon, the house was filled with crazy teenagers. And by midnight, they were all dancing, screaming, and drinking. The twins had totally transformed. I had never seen them like this, and I couldn't believe they were bold enough to do this. What if their parents came back home early? Anything could happen. What would they do to us? Anyway, by the end of the night, we were totally wiped out.